What is good, guys, man? Thank you for tuning back into the channel, man. If you're new, make sure you hit that sub button down below to be notified for every single video that I do drop, man. And how you know you're notified is when you hit that subscribe button. You'll also hit that bell, and you should press all once you hit that bell. That's how you know you're notified. Also, go follow the Instagram. The link is down below in the description. We're trying to get to 100 followers over there at most. Alright, man. I love supernatural stories like this, man. He said, he saw angels at his job, Popeyes. Without further ado, I haven't watched the story yet. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
Encounter. If you're watching this right now, we can only give away what we have. I'm about to release to you an encounter with an angel. And because of that, I'm qualified now to speak that into your life. Why? Because I've experienced it myself. And I'm not talking from my imagination. I'm talking from reality. Having an authentic encounter with an angel. So I'm at work. It had to be like midnight or so. And normally, you know, we close in the lobby. So I'm a general manager at this time. There are 2 employees that are working with me. And we're working kind of in a rough side of town. So there's a door that separates the lobby from the counter. And so I came out to just do my daily closing up, sweeping the floor. And as I'm doing this, I start to feel like a presence behind me. You know, kind of like, if somebody's staring at you, you don't have to really look at somebody to know if they're staring at you. You can kind of feel the heat coming from their eyes. That's kind of what it felt like for me. Felt like some type of heat that was on my body. And so I knew somebody was behind me. And so, mind you now, there's a door to let you in and let you out. I didn't hear the door open at all. I just felt a presence behind me. And so I turned around and there was a man standing behind me. He had a bald head and really fair skin. And I remember this because I was captivated by, there were no blemishes on his skin. And he had no hair at all. His head was bald, his face was bald. It was like, man, where did you come from? He definitely looked like he didn't fit, especially in the area that we were in. And so he had on a cream suit and he had on some brown shoes. And what I remember that was so significant about this was if I looked and stared at that man's suit long enough, it looked like his suit would mesh with his shoes. So it was almost like it was, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's almost like they ran into each other. And if I blinked my eyes, they separated. Anyway, just one of the things that I remember. And so this person or this man begins to talk to me and he tells me my name. Never met this man a day in my life, but he told me who I was. He's basically said, you're a prophet and your name is Jermaine. And so I said, yes. Now, mind you, I'm not a prophet at this time, but he called me a prophet. I said, okay, no problem. And then he also called my father's name. He said, Joe Green is your father, and he's an apostle. At this time, he's just a pastor. He's not an apostle. But I said, okay, I knew this man, knew what he was talking about. He was giving me a word of knowledge, at least to my understanding. And so this man begins to tell me I have a message that I have to release to you, and you cannot forget this message. And so I'm telling y'all, when he said that to me, I felt something go through my body like, you can't forget this. Almost like, you're about to get in trouble. And so everything in you freezes. So I was kind of frozen when he said that. And so I knew within myself, whatever he's about to say has to be significantly important. And then look at the time. It's past 12 o'clock. Anyway, as he starts to release the message, he tells me, he says, tell your father that he's not to close the ministry down. And the ministry belongs to God and not to him. And for him not to worry about the provision of the ministry, because it's God's ministry and he's going to provide. These are the things that this man told me. And so when he told me, I was like, okay, yes, sir. I kind of took it in. And then he looked at me again and told me, he said, listen, you cannot forget what I'm telling you. This is very important. So he repeated the same thing again. So I was like, okay, no problem. I don't have a problem with that. We can do it. You don't have a problem. So as he says this and he turns to leave, I turn to leave as well. because it was a sense of urgency that I needed to go call them right away. I was about to call them and tell them, what this angel said. And so I'm going to the back, to go behind the counter. And I remember, I didn't thank him. So I turned around to thank him. By that time, the door was closing. And so I went outside the door, and I looked to the left, I looked to the right, I looked around the building, and there was no man. I didn't see him anymore. I knew then I just talked to an angel. And so I went back into the back with the other co-workers, and they were looking at me like, what's wrong? I was like, y'all didn't see, y'all didn't hear the conversation I just said? They said, yeah, we heard you talking to yourself. And I said, huh? They said, we heard you talking to yourself. And I said, what do you mean? I said, I was just having a conversation. You didn't see the man that was in the lobby? They said, no, we were looking at the camera and we saw you talking to yourself. I need to let you all know there were security cameras in the back on the counter. And so they both were looking at the camera, wondering, why am I talking to myself? So they didn't even see the angel at all. I want to pause right there and let you know, whenever you have an angelic encounter, it's usually by yourself. Now, I'm not saying it's limited to, just being by yourself, but I do want you to understand that angelic encounters or encounters with God, normally, he's going to show up when it's just you and him. Now,
Wow. Man, I don't know what to say, man. Comment down below what y'all think, man. You got to be careful about how you treat people, man, because you can be talking to an angel for sure. You know what I'm saying? This guy's testimony is amazing, man. It's amazing for sure. I'm lost for words, man. I'm lost for words, man. The fact that he was just working and ended up talking to an angel and told him that his dad told him to tell his dad that do not close the ministry because the ministry is God's. You know what I'm saying? And that he will provide. You know what I'm saying? And that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? This is people don't believe in God until they have a supernatural experience like him. People are living in fairy tale land. Like these movies that we watch, man, it may seem fairy tale, but they're real. You know what I'm saying? Like, your mind gotta be, your mind gotta be up there. I don't know how to explain it, man, but you got to believe in him, man. You got to believe in him no matter what. You got to believe in him, man. Y'all comment down below what y'all think about his testimony, man. If y'all want to watch that rest of that video, I would definitely react to the rest of that video. But listen, man, in my videos, I'll say stay inspired, stay motivated, stay grinding. Until next video, I'm out of here. Peace.